Welcome back, troopers. In this video I'm going to show you how I do bullet holes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this panel that I've already been screwing around with. See that lovely lace pattern over top? Well, I'm going to shoot it up. Bang bang. I'm going to show you two different methods on how to do this. One with using tape, or if you have like some masking paper, or I should say, if you have a plotter, cutting out your own bullet holes to do this process. And you only need 3 colors. You can get away with 2. I like using 3. The black, white, and silver. And you can go any brand that you want to on these. I use Tamco. So I'll go ahead and I'll flip the camera around and give you a view to see, and then we'll lay it out, go over the process, how I do it, and go from there. All right, be right back. Okay, so take a piece of tape, take a little piece off, and I'm going to use parchment paper for this part because it helps the tape not stick together when you fold it in half. And then I'm kind of going to rip a section out here, peel this tape off of there, and then we'll lay it down where we want that bullet hole to go. That's one piece. And you want to save this little piece that you took off. You're going to use it here in a minute after you lay that base color. So then I'll take 2 more pieces. I'm going to lay three out total. I'll take 2 more pieces and then we'll lay out the other side. So now that I got the bullet holes laid out here using the tape, I'm going to come back and I'm going to lay out my bullet holes using my vinyl. So, my first one, you just lay these in any random pattern that you want. I find that if you have a plotter, this is the much easier way to do it. Alright, got that laid out. Now we'll go to the painting part. Oh, take that back. First what we're going to do is we're going to mask this off from overspray. So we'll just take some of this. This stuff you can find all over the place. eBay, Amazon. It's just like a transfer paper, transfer tape, however you want to do it. It's good for doing decals or for taping large areas, masking large areas fairly quick. You're doing things like helmets, skate decks, motorcycle fenders and tanks. You can do quite a bit of area really fast. So you might wonder why I'm masking it off, and a lot of times you'll get overspray around these edges. You don't notice it sometimes until after the fact, maybe after you go ahead and clear coat it, or however you do your final layer, and then you have this nasty little halo going on. So, just a precaution, it is using a little bit more material, but in the long run it'll save you material, because if you have to redo the whole thing, you're using a lot more. So first color I am going to start with is the black. I've already got it pre-mixed. In fact, I've got the silver and the white, all three pre-mixed already. And I'm going to be using 3 different airbrushes, just for simplicity. So first I'm going to go over it with black. I'm just going to blacken it in because I want to cover whatever's underneath. Plus I like using my silvers over black. I think it makes them look more uniform and less streaky. To me, silver over white can be a little bit more daunting. You can get like a mottled effect where it doesn't look smooth, it looks kind of pulled in some areas. Now, something like this, that might not be a bad thing, because you can streak the silver on and give it the illusion that it's kind of a little bit rippled. So the reason why we saved these, I'm going to show you right now, pardon my arm in the way, is we need an entry spot for that bullet to go where it looks like it went into our metal here. So we will take this. You're gonna, again, you'll just rip it. And this is kind of where that parchment paper tends to be a good idea. Because look at how this, look at the problems this is giving me just with the parchment paper on here. That, and I'm getting old, so it's harder for me to see. The parchment paper done, get it out of the way. place it close to the center. Then I'll do these other two, and then we'll do this side. Okay, now that we got that down, we'll come back through and we'll do this. Again, remember, you want to get it pretty close to the center. Alright, now that we've got those, we'll come back through with our second color now, which is going to be our silver. And you can do it solid if you want to. Sometimes I like to come through and streak it in some areas. It gives it kind of that illusion that the silver is not, it's not flat anymore. So kind of like as the projectile goes through that, the black, or through the metal, I should say, it warps it some. So the next color we'll do now comes all the highlights and the lowlights. This is what gives it the depth. Now we're going to give it an illusion of depth. So we're going to go in and hit areas where right now we're going to use a white to give it the areas that look like light is hitting it. So I'm going to come through this bottom edge. And a lot of this you're going to keep on the actual masking part. You don't want to overpower it, you just want to kind of mist it in. And this is going to give it your, like I said, it'll give it your depth and the illusion that it's kind of three-dimensional. In actuality, I did this kind of wrong. You want this white to stay on the bottom, because this edge is actually going to be raised. Not the top part of the bullet hole, because that bullet hole, we're going to give it the top part, you want it black to give it the illusion that it's sunk in. Now we're going to go back with your black. And again, I'm just going to go in lightly. Kind of give it the illusion again that this is three-dimensional and it's not a flat surface anymore. And on the black, I kind of go up a little bit higher to give it like an indentation look. Again, the best part of this is you're giving it the illusion that it's actually on metal. Okay, so now that we've got that part done, now we get to go through and unmask. This is probably the second most satisfying part of the whole project. So right now, not that impressive looking. Getting a little bit more impressive looking. Pulled up a little bit of the paint. See a little bit of that came through. Come back through. Sometimes it's good to like deaden your tape. Beforehand, so you don't have that little spot where we had that paint lift. But as you see, easy fix. Now the most satisfying part. There you have it, bullet holes. Simple as that. Clear coat it, it brings it to life. It really will bring out that three-dimension look. So there you go. There's two fairly quick, easy ways to give you a bullet hole effect. So all that's left now is you just clear coat this and it's ready to go. So again guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe, like, leave a comment. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram, both at Warpaint Customs. And until next time, rock on.